Bengtson with the Apex Group at PJ Morgan Real Estate. I am excited to come talk to you guys about this topic because I've been getting a lot of questions about how do you simultaneously buy and sell in today's market. So since I keep getting this question, I thought a lot of people might be wondering as well. So a couple of things that I kind of want to just first touch on is where to start. That seems to be the biggest issue that we just don't even know where to go. My advice to you is when you are looking at buying and selling, there's a whole lot of pieces that come into place. We should first probably start talking to a lender. So we need to kind of know where we're at with all of our contingency options. And the first one is, what does your financing look like? So basically what we're really trying to look for is, are you able to qualify for a home without selling your house? Are you able to, do a bridge loan? Or do we have to make it contingent upon the sale of your house? Once we have that question answered, then we can really put all the pieces into place and figure out how to put this whole puzzle together. So now, once we know what we're doing with the lender and have that piece figured out, it really kind of comes down to four different pieces, four different contingencies that we can take a look at. So the one contingency that you have is you go look for a house without having your house on the market, and you write an offer contingent upon the sale of that house. Number two is you have your house on the market and you start looking for houses, and you still make it contingent upon the successful closing of your house. Number three is you put your house on the market, you have it under contract, you know when a closing date's gonna be, you start looking for a house, and then you're able to work with that. And then number four is kind of back to that first piece, can you qualify without selling your house? So obviously the fourth option is your best option. It gives you the most flexibility out there. Now let's say you can't qualify. What's next? What do we do? All right, so now we really kind of sit down and start digging into it. So my advice is, and I would advise everyone, as we're going through this process, we need to make sure we can get your house on the market in a moment's notice. So it's our best option if we already have the house on the market under contract when we're trying to negotiate with the seller, because they can see that that piece is already in place. Then the next option would be, which isn't as great, is at least the house is on the market and the seller can see exactly what your house looks like when they're trying to figure out if they want to take your offer or not. And the riskiest one is not even have your house on the market. So it's just kind of one of those things. We need to make sure, like I said, regardless, whatever you do, that the house is ready to go up on the market immediately. A couple other things that we can do is, as we're trying to figure out all these pieces, we could potentially ask the new buyer for your house to do a rent back for 30 or 60 days. And just know that when we are doing that, we can only usually ask up to 60 days because there's a lot of lending restrictions that go into figuring out those pieces. The other thing we can also do is when we are negotiating the contract for the sale of your house and so then we can say, we want to do a seller's contingency that gives us time to be able to find you a new home as we're just trying to put all these pieces together. And then you know what? Another option is as well, is sometimes you just move into a rental. It's never, that's never ideal, but that is also always an option where you know exactly where you're going to be at with the sale of your house. You don't feel pressured, and you know exactly that you don't have to just get into another house that you may not want to. So there's a lot of pieces that go into place when we're all trying to figure this out. So one thing you want to make sure is you want to have a very seasoned agent who knows what they're doing and can understand all the difference of these negotiations and these contingencies. So I'd love to be able to work with you and talk with you and figure out all of these pieces, because there's a lot of different things that we can do, but there's no one right answer that fits everyone. And so we really do best to what works for your situation. So look forward to hearing you. That's all for today's topic. If you have any questions about buying or selling, please reach out. I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks so much.